Chapter 1. Heat. Kim leaned closer to me and said, "You didn't do what I think you did with Sam, did you?" Her smile was enigmatic as she turned away and walked into the bathroom. In that moment, it felt like she was fully aware of my secret feelings for him. How could she betray me like this? I called out, "Pam, what do you want?" "May is planning to come over tonight, so please let her know that I will be late for our date." "Okay, whatever," Pam replied dismissively. I couldn't believe she expected me to help her after getting involved with someone I had feelings for. Later that evening, May arrived at my place and asked if Kim was home. "No, she's out, but if you don't mind, we can still do something together," I suggested, trying to keep the mood light. "Okay, let's go," she responded eagerly. After a long and eventful night out, May and I finally returned to her place, but by then she had drunk way too much. I decided it was best for both of us if I took a cab home instead of staying and dealing with the situation. She wanted me to stay a bit longer, but my thoughts were still consumed by what Kim had done with Sam. After a few drinks, my hand instinctively found its way to May's leg, and to my surprise, she leaned in and kissed me. I kissed her back, feeling the warmth and intimacy of the moment, but then I pulled away, admitting that I had never been in a situation like this before, and I felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. She reassured me, saying it was okay and offered to show me how it's done, which gave me a sense of relief. As May kissed me, she began to guide me, showing me what it felt like to be close to a woman in such an intimate way. At first, I felt hesitant and unsure, but the experience was so enjoyable that I simply kept going, letting the moment unfold. She guided me in ways that felt incredibly amazing and new. I found the taste to be surprising at first, but it quickly turned sweet, a flavor that lingered on my lips. May helped me understand what she liked, and I explored new sensations that really excited us both, deepening our connection. I discovered a new side of intimacy that I hadn't experienced before, and witnessing her enjoyment was nothing short of incredible. I shared that beautiful moment with her, and it felt profoundly special to connect in such a personal and meaningful way. We shared some kisses, rolling around playfully with each other. I truly enjoy having a woman next to me. However, I also appreciate everything that a man can offer. I initially got close to Kim with the intention of getting back at her, but to my surprise, I ended up having an amazing and unexpected time with her. When May finally fell asleep, my cab arrived to take me home. At that moment, Kim was back at her place and asked if I had seen May that night. I casually mentioned that I had spent quite a bit of time with her, enjoying the evening together. "Pam, you don't like women," she exclaimed, clearly taken aback. I admitted that it was just for fun that night, a spontaneous decision. "But you don't like men, so why did you go after Sam? You knew I liked him. Why would you do that?" I reminded her that I had something special with May, something I couldn't ignore. "Yes, and now I realize how truly special she is," Kim replied, her tone shifting. Then, unexpectedly, in a sudden burst of emotion, Kim hit me in the face, and we ended up having a bit of a scuffle right there. I ended up with a black eye, which was quite a surprise, so I stepped outside to get some fresh air and calm down. As I walked down the stairs, I bumped into Sam, who stopped to check if I was okay after seeing my face. I couldn't help but notice him looking at me, all sweaty from playing tennis, and I couldn't shake the thought of the outline of his, well, you know, which added to the complexity of the evening. I mentioned that Kim and I had a disagreement that had been weighing on my mind for some time. He invited me to come in and chat about it, giving me a chance to express my thoughts. I wanted to say no, but my heart was urging me to go and resolve things. He asked for a moment to hop in the shower, and the steam wafting from the bathroom felt inviting and warm. It was as if my clothes just slipped away in that enticing atmosphere. When I invited her in, I didn't realize she would be joining me right then, which took me by surprise. What made her come in with me at that moment? Now I have so many questions running through my mind, swirling around like a whirlwind. She's kissing me, and I think, no, you shouldn't do that. But Sam, I really need this connection right now. As she kisses me, I lift her up, and we share a beautiful, intimate moment under the warm cascade of water in the shower. The more we connected, the hotter the water seemed to become, enhancing the experience. I had never experienced anything like this before, but it was thrilling, exciting, and wonderfully different. After about an hour of lost time in each other's company, we finally got out. I mentioned that we needed to have a conversation with Kim to sort things out. She left, and then the phone rang unexpectedly. It was Paul's mom saying he would be in tonight around 1 a.m. I said I'd pick him up later, but I need to head out now to prepare for his arrival. I went over to Pam and Kim's house. Ladies, we really need to have an important chat about something that's been weighing heavily on my mind lately. Just then, there was a knock at the door. It was May. She smiled brightly and asked, Sam, what brings you here today? How do you know Pam and Kim? Kim chimed in eagerly. And how do you know May? I replied, well, when I first arrived in town about 3 weeks ago, I met her at a local event that was quite lively. May looked curious and asked, so what did you and Sam do during that time? I explained, remember those moments when we had that fight? Sam was at the same club I went to, and somehow we unexpectedly ended up at a motel together. Sam, what kind of man are you? Kim exclaimed, her eyes wide with surprise and disbelief. Wait, hold on, Kim. It's really not like that. The truth is, I had some questions I needed answers to, and it was a complicated situation. I told May that I identify as bi. Now that I've had experiences with more than one woman, I've come to realize that women aren't the path I want to take for my future. My partner Paul is coming into town tonight, and I feel the urgent need to share everything that's happened since I arrived here. We're moving back to LA soon to be closer to our families, and I want to make that clear. It was just a one-time thing with you ladies. I'm truly sorry about that and hope you can understand. As I glanced out the window, I saw a cab pull up in front of the house. It was Paul, and my heart raced with excitement and anticipation as I hurried downstairs to greet him. He stepped out and we shared a warm kiss and a tight hug while the ladies watched from inside, their expressions a mix of curiosity and surprise. In that moment, I knew my true love was right there with me, and I made sure to tell him just how much I need him back in my life, emphasizing that he completes me in a way no one else can,